In this video, we're going to show you how to install a 4.5-inch over Solo Motorsports TTB system. We're working on a 1994 Ford Bronco. It's the same on F-150s, but we're going to start on the front end. We have all the beams already set up. The diff's already in, the axle's in. We replaced the ball joints, replaced the wheel hubs, and I think all we have to do is put some new calipers on it, and then the front beams are 100% done and new with all new parts. So we're going to remove all the stock beams and put the new beams on it. We're not going to show you how to install all the parts into the beams because it's just literally take apart, put back together. It's super simple. So we're going to show you how to put the actual 4.5-inch over beams on the 94 Ford Bronco. And then on this, we're going to just do cut and extended steering for the stock tie rods. We're going to show you how to properly jack the truck up to start working on it safely. We use just a floor jack and jack stands that you get at Harbor Freight or any parts store. You don't have to have a lift or anything to work on the truck. A lot of people don't know how to properly lift them for some reason, but it's super easy, and we'll show you how to do it the proper way. And the fastest way we've done it is just jack up the TTBs one side at a time, take the wheels and tires off, put a big jack stand on the front of the frame rail, and you could droop the suspension out, chop all the suspension off, throw all the new stuff on, and it's easy as that. So I'm going to cut the spring off. You can't see it right now, but I'm going to cut the spring off and then show you guys how to cut the rivets off in the easiest way. I'm just lazy and I don't want to take the bottom nut off, and we're putting coilovers on it, so it doesn't matter anyways. And these springs are cheap and they're trash. And there are also 300,000 miles on them too, so. I'm going to show you guys how to cut the rivets off the side of the frame. We cut a crosshatch on it, which is just essentially an X on the side of or on top of the head, and then blow it off with the air hammer. If you guys don't have access to air at your shop, then I'll show you how to cut it off with a cutoff wheel and then punch it out with a regular punch and hammer. I will zoom up so you get some nice pretty effects of the cutoff, me cutting it off. Ready? Yeah.
Six and a half hours later.
So here's the rivet. I'm going to take off the conventional way with just grinder and a hammer and a chisel, no air tools, so people can see how I can do it. I haven't done it for a while, so hopefully it comes off pretty easy. But if worse comes to worse, you just cut a ton of hatches in it. Like you don't have to just do one cross. You could do like 5 of them. Basically, there'd be no head of the bolt or head of the rivet left anymore. So that might just end up doing that. Or you could flapper disc it, but I don't want to waste flapper disc because it gets expensive just trying to flapper, because you can flapper disc it just flat. But right now I'm just going to use a cutoff wheel because they're cheap. You could go at an angle too, so you could take off more of the head of the rivet, which I'm going to have to because I can't really get straight onto it because the radius arm or bush or bracket is in the way right now. So you could almost chop it off sideways too. Woohoo! That was not a fun way to do it, so use the air chisel if you don't have one, borrow one, because it saves a lot of time. That one took me about 5-10 minutes. How long was that, Johnny?
A few minutes, 5 minutes total from when you talked to now.
Anyway, the air hammer works a lot better, but you can do it with just hand tools and a grinder. That's it. We're gonna keep on burning them all off and clean up the frame rail. Ugh.